A lot of the work that I do on these videos comes as a net result, I suppose, of the reading and the study and the work that I kind of want to do in my life, and the stuff that I want to share with other people to see if they can make changes in their life too in the same way. Because the stuff I've been reading recently and the stuff that I've been doing, I haven't been on here for a while, has been so impactful that it's been difficult to try and bring it all together and apply it at the same time. But I'm going to try and offer some of the content that I want to share with everyone really who watches any of these videos. And it really is comes down to what it is you want in your life. The big question. But also trying to make some kind of connection with that. Now, some people will do it through workshops, some people will do it through reading books, videos, meditation, visualization, whatever that is. Whichever way that you do it or you are going to attempt to do it, I think it's going to be valuable to go through a few of I suppose, the component parts of that. And I'll give you an example of the way that I do it. Now, mine is more of a meditation stroke visualization. And it's just because it seems to come up for me all the time, this question of, but I don't know what I want to do. My response to that is I think that you do know what you want to do. And so we do it through a kind of visualization meditation technique, or I do. Um, and one could look at it as difficult, or um, they say that eight hours of doing something that you hate seems like work, whereas 8 hours of doing something you love is your passion. So I would assume that the thing that you want to do, or the one that you want to change, is to do something that you love. So really, it doesn't really matter how long you do it for, and I would encourage you to do it all the time and engage with it. Wayne Dyer talks about think from the end. I never really got that in my head straight enough until this last week, where I've been following a video series of fantastic videos by an extraordinary gentleman called Kyle Cease. So he basically says, when you're doing these visualizations and you decide what it is, he calls it Kylego, by the way. And what it means is that you are going to project yourself into your future, what it is you really want. And it's okay to get it wrong. From this video on, or from this moment on, you've got to start talking and visualizing what it is you want to do. And it doesn't matter what it is, because it should come from your heart. Now, the ego will try and get involved, and it will try and come up with ways in which that's just not going to happen. We call that genius sabotage, because you're the genius, you're the one creating this, but the ego will want to say, yes, but no, don't go for that, don't think about that, that's just too weird. So you've got to go with it, and it will suck for the first couple of times you do it, but actually what happens is you start to get better at it. And I've done it, and I know, and I'm currently building my dream house in my visualizations. And you know what? There is no reason why, I suppose, that this stuff can't happen. And I'll sort of talk about that as well, because people will put in the I can't, because they will say, I can't do that because I have responsibilities. I can't do that because I have a kid, or I can't do that because I live in this country. I can't do that because I don't have a car, I don't have a partner, I don't have the money, etc., etc. And this is this genius sabotage that comes up, and before you know it, you think it's actually a bit of a pointless exercise. So you've got to really get past that. And people will say, well, that's all very well. You're dreaming and you just, you're visualizing, and it's amazing. And that's not the real world, is it? Back to reality kind of thing. I would argue that that is actually the real world. I think if it's coming from the right space, if it's coming from your dreams, if it's coming from your passion, if it's coming from your desires, then that's the world I'd want to associate with. And it's no problem really to get involved in that. You're not hurting anybody. You're certainly not hurting yourself because what you're doing is you're actually trying to express what's in here. So that's never a bad thing as far as I can tell. Somebody once called it false hope. How can you have false hope? Um, so you have to kind of move around and you have to look at the world in a different way. And you've got to see what you like, see what you love. Some people will say, I don't know what I like. Well, there are going to be things, and you have to almost move around like an antenna. You have to move and pick up on energies and pick up on situations, pick on times of your day that you enjoy, and you build that into your visualization. So you're building the life that you want. You know, it sounds a little bit simple, but all the beautiful tools that we can have out there to change our lives generally are. And I suppose something that Daniel Beckwith said, I think it might have been on the Heal video or one of his videos. I know Kyle Cease has mentioned this before, and it's a beautiful quote. And whilst you're doing this visualization, this meditation, if you like, you're asking the question, what's trying to emerge? What's trying to come up in me? What is trying to come out of this heart-centered space? Because that is the more authentic you. Not the headspace, not the messed up kind of, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I'll have to do it, then I'll do this. It's coming from a place where there is no ego. And so you have to listen, I suppose. And people say, "Well, okay, I love all this. I love all what you're saying. I'm just looking for that. Surely there'll be a sign." You know, and I've said it before. You wanting to change something is the sign. That's the sign. It's not a case of there's your sign, and oh no, I don't like that sign. I'll just wait for the next one to come along. You wanting to change is the sign that something is a little bit out of balance. So it doesn't have to be anything like a big hoarding on the side of the road saying, move to another country or your partner's just around the corner. It's not about that. And so what happens is you kind of develop an engagement with it. I know it's a little bit of someone again might call it daydreaming, but actually what you're doing is you're building something. You're engaging with your heart, you're engaging with your desires. And really what's going to happen is the excitement comes from, this quote where you're about to learn something you didn't think you needed to know about your life. You're about to learn something new about yourself during this meditation, this visualization. So you're about to learn something you didn't know you needed to know. And that's quite interesting because when you look at that, you think, well, okay, I think I'm pretty sorted. But why are you here? Why are you reading this particular book? You're not sorted. You're looking for answers. And the answers, as I said at the beginning of this, are they're already in you. And so we move around in this kind of circle of familiarity, and familiarity, I think, may not be the real you. Familiarity is bred from fear. It's bred from our past. It's bred from these areas, these layers that we have of our life, and we think, oh, that feels normal. Yeah, that feels about right. Well, actually, that might not be the real you. And what's trying to emerge is the real you. So you might have a breakthrough during this time. And people think, oh, I have a breakthrough. Something will come up. Something will come up during these meditations, during these visualizations. Something will, I need to book a cruise. I need to go skiing. I need to get out of this relationship. I need to work harder on this relationship. Something will come up. Honor those things that come up. Don't feel guilty for those because these are the ones that you want to listen to. This stuff up here, I don't know. We want to get down into the real space, the authentic place. So, I think the message from this particular video is that I think the answers, as I've said before, come from an internal space. And there's just a few ideas of how you might want to go about doing that. You're looking to change what's going on in your life. And I'll leave you with another quote. I think it's more to do with, don't change your circumstances, change yourself. Okay, there's a lot more coming. I have got a lot on the way. I've been very busy this week. Um, but as I say, I think it's more a case of looking into what it is you want. Do that exercise, build it. It's going to suck for the first few times, but you start to build the vision. And you know what? From visions, things happen. Everything started with a thought. So have a good day, and I'm coming back very soon.